What's going on, everybody? It's Signal Warden, and we got Shigeru. Say what's up.
YOLO.
And Mosin Wraith. Say what's
Woo!
up. And now, turn your attention back to Shig and beat him to death for saying YOLO.
I'm prepared for it.
Rick. So what's going on?
To be fair, YOLO.
You know
oh,
what?
No.
You know what?
I feel like somebody needs to die already.
This is going to be the first podcast where we get to see somebody burned to death live on air.
That would be amazing. Where do I sign up?
You already did. Anyhow, so what's everybody been up to this week?
Let Mosin go first because everybody knows the answer.
Really not much of anything.
See, I've been playing some League and some Guild Wars.
Been kicking your asses in Blade Symphony is what I've been doing.
You shut your face.
Yeah, that's
Everybody has been kicking my ass in Blade Symphony. Thank you very much.
It's the Yakuza Blade Dance or Break Dancer. It's not up to par.
Shig, did you accidentally start up on the wrong channel for a second?
Yeah.
Okay. I was confused for a minute.
Why'd you get an email for it?
Yeah, I was like, Shadow's Grasp. And my first thought was Aeon. And I was like, is this prick not only not listening to our podcast,
but making his own?
Running a stream of Dungeon Land at the same time? I was like, now I gotta drive to Texas and beat a bitch.
I was like, how awesome would this be if he was, like, streaming his own podcast since we didn't invite him?
Well, he's never around.
This is Ion the Sinner, and this is my kid screaming in the background.
It's I on the podcast one.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
God
nobody's
damn it,
gonna
I
laugh at
spit
that but us.
coffee everywhere.
Nobody's gonna laugh at that but us.
That's okay. We have 0 viewers anyways, so.
Yeah, well, we do have a lot of people that come back and watch later.
Yep. So, be prepared for that inside joke. It's a good one.
And then some.
What about you, Signal?
Oh, what have I been doing this week? Well, aside from playing tons of Blade Symphony with you guys,
Yup.
and getting housed,
Yup.
Path of Exile, of course. I had a wonderful experience racing against the Realm Reset this week. A race which I completely and utterly failed. I was inches from the waypoint and the message came up and it's like, well, first I got the 15-minute message, Realm will reset in 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I have to get to this next waypoint because this dungeon is insanely hard and I don't want to do it twice.
Yeah, not gonna happen.
So I raced and then I see the message, Realm will reset in 5, 4. And I'm like, oh, god damn it. So I'm running around and I see the waypoint and it's looking at me and it's waving. It's like, hey, what's going on, Signal? Come on, buddy, come on. And I'm like, I'm almost there. I'm just save me a seat. And right before I got there, like, in order to get there, I was just ignoring all the mobs and running through them, choking down health potion. And I ended up pulling aggro from, like, no exaggeration, like 25 mobs. So, like, I got like 25 mobs following me in and out of rooms. And, I see the waypoint and as soon as I'm about to get there and activate the waypoint, one of the named monsters, one of the boss monsters, the gold ones, nuked the shit out of me. And I died like with a second to reset. I was
So
like,
you would have made it if you didn't die?
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
even better.
Yeah, it hurt my feelings.
Yeah, well, you love that game. I'm sure you went back and did it again right away.
No, because they reset the realm and I was done for the night. I'm like, fuck this. What else did I do? We both put up Blade Symphony videos this week.
Yeah, and you were a complete dick about it?
I was not a complete dick about it. I told you I was going to be giving away keys. before you were even like knew Blade Symphony was a thing.
Yup.
As a matter of fact, the only reason you know Blade Symphony was a thing was because you got one of the keys that I had.
Shh. That doesn't need to get out.
Exactly. So, choke on that one for a little bit and swallow it down. Anyhow, we both put up Blade Symphony videos this week. And what else did I do? Oh, I finished my video for Rec Shutter. Which isn't up yet because I actually edited 2 videos from it. One of which you guys actually both saw it earlier today.
It was fantastic.
That was hysterical.
I had a bad experience with it because I played it and it was just a rage fest, and it's a 30-minute game basically, right? And during my first session, I had 2.5 hours of video from this 30-minute game.
Well, you should have used a tool on the vent.
I can open that vent with a tool. I swear to God, I'm gonna get like shirts printed of that. You can open this vent with a tool. So I ended up raging, and I recorded and edited down so it's just my rage points. So that video is gonna be up later this week.
See
but I'm also gonna have the actual playthrough of the video, which is almost as long as the rage video. So yeah, I did that. What else did I do this week? I feel like there was something else I did. Something of pertinence.
No.
No, my life sucks. I did nothing. What do you got, Shig?
Not too much, actually. I've been playing a ton of the Blade Symphony like everybody else. And, killing Signal, dying by Mosin, constantly.
Yeah, she's kind of an asshole.
AFK kills, man.
It is.
I played a little bit of Guild Wars 2. I played a little bit of Terra because I saw that one free to play. Thank you, Mosin, for being correct about something.
About something. Oh, poor Mosin.
And
correct about the order in which sandwiches are made.
Yeah,
I played a new game called Metroid.
And not you.
Wrong.
That's about it this week. Nothing special. I didn't play too much. Blade Symphony's been eating up a ton of time, though. Oh yeah, I played a little bit of that Super House of Dead Ninjas, too. I attempted just to do a playthrough
phenomenal.
of it. It's fun. It's just really fucking hard. I think I'm going to do a video of me trying to get to the bottom floor. And just have it split up into however fucking long it takes me to do it. Because I'm sure there'll be plenty of rage in that.
You should do it. It'll be great. I doubt you're going to get to the bottom floor in a single video. That shit looks
I'm not going to do it in a
hard.
single video.
Yeah.
I make more money if I do several videos.
More money? You shut your face. You make more money when you work the corner, like I tell you.
Hey, you're the one who is making fucking scary game videos. Where's the scary cam?
Shut up. I made one scary game video.
If you're going to bandwagon, you got at least do it.
As a matter of fact, I was going to leave it in, but I didn't. In the Rage video, there's actually a segment where I said, so help me fucking God, if Slender Man pops up in this game, I'm throwing my computer through the window. Cause, yeah, I'm not playing, no, fuck that. What am I, fucking PewDiePie? I'm gonna play fucking Minecraft, Slender, and fucking, Scribblenauts all day. That's my new channel.
Is Scribblenauts a big one right now?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Because that's actually a decent game.
I disagree. I was greatly and I know everybody loves the game.
I was disappointed that it didn't let you be more open with it, but...
Well, I mean, the problem is, like, I do own Scribblenauts, and I did play quite a while, but my issue with Scribblenauts was whenever I would use... You get funneled down into what they want you to use, which takes the fun away from it. It's like, if I want to use, an elephant who happens to have, like, cephalitis or something, I want to be able to use a cephalitic elephant. But I can't, because the answer for this is like a vacuum.
Can't you create stuff or something like that?
You can, but I mean,
fill the gaps?
I'm not gonna create that much stuff for a game that I'm so on.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Like, I'm not going to. I mean, I downloaded all, like, and that's the thing too, like, I downloaded a ton of the add-on characters that you could do through the Steam Workshop, you know, like, of course, I downloaded all the Fallout shit and all the Final Fantasy shit, and like,
I don't see it as a $50 game.
That's exactly my point. Like,
I see it as a good indie game.
It's a cute game, but it's nowhere near worth the price point that they're selling the game at. And I mean, that's my opinion. I know everybody.
That's why I don't own it.
But that's honestly how I feel about it.
All right, so we want to just jump into news here since we haven't been playing too much on this week outside of Blade Symphony.
Yeah, I want to jump into news because there's
We've got a lot of it.
And there's a few games that I wanted to talk about last week that we didn't get a chance to touch on because, you know, Mosin wouldn't shut up.
Yeah,
I just.
If you listen again, she's 90% of the talking.
Yeah, if you go back and listen to the first episode, it's just like Mosin, and we tried to get a word in edgewise, and then she yelled at me and threw a sandwich at me, which I was cool with. Light on the mayo, but it was alright.
Was your turkey dry?
Real quick before we get into all the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
I want to make one correction and one disclaimer about some stuff I said in the last podcast.
Okay.
No, Laurels are not soul bound, and they're account bound, and I would have realized that if I had logged on to somebody that wasn't my thief in Guild Wars.
Okay.
And everything that I said about the new SPVP mode that's coming out,
right?
Not official. Not official. It's all just pure speculation on my part, so don't take me for...
So, is this going to be a regular thing where, like, is this going to be like the Mosin made shit up corner? Like, where you're just going to be like, oh yeah, no, I was playing Guild Wars last week and they got a new patch coming out where everybody's a pony! And then we come to find out that it's false.
If you don't know it, just make it up. It's the best way to sound like you know what you're talking about.
Honestly, like, you could have never said that, and I would have never questioned it. Like, you'd have been like, you could have told me that, like, it's like, yeah, Laurels, you can only use them at 3 in the afternoon.
It took me fucking about 30 seconds to realize what game you were talking about again. Like, what the fuck is a Laurel?
Well, it's funny, because, like, when you started getting into stats, last week, you started going on it, and I was just like, okay, alright, okay, and then my brain was like, aren't cats fun? I wonder what your cat's doing right now. Man, I like butterflies.
How do you think I felt listening to you talk about Path of Exile as in depth as you were?
Besides a puddle forming in your seat because of how fucking amazing that game is, I don't know.
Yeah, I was too busy, staring at my ceiling.
Yeah, well, you should fucking paint a Path of Exile mural on your ceiling because it's really the only thing that anybody should pay attention to. Because that game is fucking incredible. So, anyway.
You were, like, really into that game.
Dude, it's... alright, here's the thing.
Were you about to say it's perfect?
No, it is perfect. Because, like, I love dungeon crawlers. I really do. I always have. Like, I loved the first Diablo. The second Diablo was, like, pixel sex to me. And, like, Torchlight was amazing. And then Diablo 3 came out, and it was like finding out the person you've been sleeping with for years.
Hold on a minute.
Was like actually just like a lemur in disguise.
When you say pixel, like, I think of something like Jaggies, and sex with Jaggies does not sound very good.
I don't know why your brain goes in that direction all the time. Like, and I mean this like as a friend, like, just get help.
Maybe I will.
Get help.
Can you guys finish the podcast for me? I need to call my psychiatrist.
We'll do what we can.
By call his psychiatrist, he means hide in the closet in the front. But
we'll just hear his wife in the background. Honey, it's okay. You can come out now. I promise everything's gonna be fine.
She doesn't care about me like that.
What the fuck are you crying about now? God damn it. No, like, but in all honesty, like, I really do. I think the reason that I'm so big on that game is because of the fact that I'm big on that genre, and it's a really sparse genre as far as releases go. Like, there's just not a ton of it. Like, your options, literally right now, for any kind of new generation dungeon crawler, your options are Path of Exile, Diablo 3, Torchlight 2. Like, that's...
We got, Marvel Universe coming out soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's been in beta for, like, what, 25 years? I think that thing's entered, like, alpha stage when I was, like, 3.
Yeah, it did. But,
like,
do we have any more coming out? I swear there's another one.
As far as I know,
There's
that's the
one
only
more.
ones that I've heard of coming out. That's
There was
it.
one more that was being called like the crafting one that used it a lot of crafting, and I can't remember what it was.
I have no idea. I haven't heard of any other ones. I mean, if you know of one, absolutely let me know, because I want to play it. But
I'll look it up later.
and I'm gonna play that. What is it, Marvel Heroes?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it
Like,
too.
yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna be good, but I'm gonna play it.
I'm really skeptical as to whether or not it's gonna be any good. Like,
Basically, do you want to get super excited about it, but you like refuse to let yourself?
yeah, exactly.
Because that's where
like,
I'm sitting.
Because a lot of what they're doing too, if you look at it, like, and it's a weird take that Marvel's been doing. All of Marvel's stuff, even their movies, it's all looking back towards the stuff they did in the 90s.
Well, yeah, because they realized that was their golden day.
Right, exactly.
Look at their
And,
90s Saturday morning cartoons and all the fucking
well, just the
comics got a lot more
amazing.
mature.
Like, Marvel in the 90s was amazing, and like I think that at some point they realized they were like, what have we been doing recently? And they like looked at a stack of like, Avengers vs. X-Men, and they were like, so how about them 90s? And like, so it's what I like about that Marvel Heroes one is like, even though it has this huge pantheon of heroes, they all seem to be aimed at the 90s image. Like, and it didn't click with me until I saw Cable.
Yeah, nobody even knows who the
that-
fuck Cable is nowadays.
Well,
Like,
it's not just
when was
that.
the last
like,
time you saw
Cable's-
Cable?
Well, Cable's still around.
Yeah,
But like, he's completely different now. And like, but what I noticed was the Cable that they're using in the game is the 1990s X-Force Cable.
oh yeah, one
and,
of our
like-
viewers got it. It's a game called Salem.
Salem. Oh, I did hear about this one. I haven't dug too much into it, but yeah, no, I did hear about it. Like, I definitely want to know more about that game. So I'm gonna look into that. Like, now that I know that that's around the corner.
Yeah, we
But-
can look up in that later and talk about
Yeah,
it next
no,
time.
not now. Before we go any further, there is one other thing I wanted to do, and that is the young lady that is gracing our little, I don't know what you call it, the title screen here.
Yeah,
She's a professional cosplayer,
yeah.
and her name is Crystal Graziano.
Well, that's fantastic though. That cosplay.
Yeah, like I thought it was like a set piece that she, somebody had worked with her, but she hand carved the whole thing out of foam.
What's that? The thing on her arm?
The femshep and the blade is all custom made.
I thought that blade was graphically added in. I didn't think that was actually part of the costume.
I just put a glow on it. It's a clear
Wow,
acrylic blade that was cut out.
that's
It's
pretty
a
fucking
orange,
amazing,
clear,
actually.
yeah. So, but I just wanted, cause like her stuff is fantastic, and like normally like cosplay I'm not really huge on, it's kind of a kawaii thing in general. Like I'm not a big fan. Or I shouldn't say I'm not a big fan, because I absolutely have appreciation for the people that go above and beyond, but it's not something I look into. But I came across her stuff, and like I think everybody should go check out her website. It's www.crystalcosfx.com. And
Type
like
it in the
it's
chat if you're in there.
yeah, I absolutely will. But her stuff is friggin' awesome. So I just wanted to do a little point about that before we moved on.
But I think the reason that you hate most cosplay is because most cosplay is horrible.
It's not that. It's that, like, there is comic book cosplay and there's, video game cosplay, but there's, like, such an overwhelming, suffocating pile of kawaii cosplay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's
Where
just...
even all the guy characters look like hot girls.
Yeah, it's like androgyny at its best. And, like, it's like, especially because it's one of those things where, like, with video game characters, they tend to look very distinct. But with kawaii stuff, if you don't know the exact reference, there's no appreciation because they all look the fucking same. It's like, oh, this guy with the, long coat and white hair has it flipped to the right, so it's this character. And it's like, I can't get into it. Like, I can't. But anyway, she's awesome. Go check out her stuff. Not now, though. Now you're going to stay here and listen to this podcast.
Yeah, one of our viewers just dropped. Good job, Signal.
Actually, no, we dropped them a while ago. I believe it's as soon as somebody insulted Path of Exile. Just
Anyway,
saying.
I didn't insult in Path of Exile.
Nobody
you.
insulted Path of Exile.
Oh,
No, just, I'm staring at my
Listen.
ceiling because you're talking about Path of Exile. And I was so bored that I cut myself.
Yeah, well, you kind of said the same thing when I was talking about Guild Wars, so don't even give me that shit.
Oh, well, you're full of shit, though, because you know I enjoy Guild Wars.
Except that you don't play Guild Wars, so you have no understanding of it, so anytime I try to go in depth about it, you're like, oh my god, I don't get anything!
We need to supply popcorn for these viewers during this argument.
I play it, I just don't, I'm just not hardcore about it. Like, and then we discussed this last thing, like why I can't get hardcore about, like, any MMOs. But, like, it's mostly because, if anybody's listening, it's because I hate you.
Alright.
It's you,
So let's get on to the first news bit. What do you want to hit first? We want to talk about the PS4 since that thing's huge?
Let's hold off on the PS4 because I really want to light this fire under Mosin.
Alright, good, good. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I really want to talk about, what was the wonderful cat that said it? It was, Chris Perna from Epic Games, the art director at Epic Games. And, I caught this story, it was on, GameSpot when I originally caught it. And, I guess he was talking to OXM, and, they had asked about the prospect of having a female lead in the next Gears of War game. And Perna's response, like a female, like, cause, right now, what's her name? The main female character in Gears of War is, Anya Stroud, or Strode, or.
I have no idea. I've literally played almost nothing of those games.
Alright, I really enjoy Gears of War, so like, you know, I really looked at it when he said it, cause like, Anya Stroud was a great character. And, his response is so condescending. He responded with saying that that's certainly interesting, but I don't know. If you look at what sells, it's tough to justify something like that. And then he spoke about positive reactions that female gamers have had to Epic's portrayal of women in past Gears of War titles at cosplay events. And this is where he's pretty much patting all women on the head. He says, they feel empowered. They put on that armor and they walk around with these massive weapons, and I think they get a kick out of it. I get a kick out of seeing it. From what we've heard, because, you know, he's never obviously encountered a woman. From what we've heard, when they play the game, they feel empowered and they feel good. Some of the feedback I've heard from women that I talk to is that if we made these women more feminine and more stereotypical, it wouldn't have been so nice. Now, there's so many things that strike me there. The big one is that he, honestly, without even thinking about it, automatically equates to her being a lead character to her being more stereotypical and feminine. So he's basically saying, if we're gonna put her in the lead, we gotta fucking lipstick and hairdo her up, and then people aren't gonna want to play the game.
You don't.
Alright, so...
You don't have to do that at all.
Exactly.
In fact, you would probably dumb down the character just a little. It's fucking basic fucking character design. Like, if you're gonna have it's...
Let's think of one really fucking obvious character who's come up recently that's had a female counterpart that was 10 times better than the male character in the game. And that is the lovely character on our background right now.
Yep. Yeah, like, it's weird. Like, a majority of people that I know played the FemShep version of Shepard in...
Let's be honest. That was Jennifer Hale all the way. The voice actress is what made that character so fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, she's been kind of typecast recently, so it's kind of, but...
That's why Mosin's character was so fucking fantastic when we played Star Wars, too, because it was voiced by Jennifer Hale.
Yeah.
And that character was a hardcore badass.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, like, I don't understand the mentality where... And what boggles my mind is that it's not even that there's no precedent for it. Like, they're releasing Tomb Raider any day. And, like, that's an entire franchise that's been built on the back of a female lead.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you could look at Nintendo, and one of their biggest franchises follows suit, like Metroid. Like, everyone is aware that Samus is a woman. Samus does not have her tits hanging out. But there's no reason you can't get behind a female lead. So the thing...
And then we've got Dead or Alive. Where the tits are basically completely out.
Dead or Alive is basically just a tit fighting game. They should rename it Tip Slap 2012. Like, cause
would you buy Tit Slap 20?
I would I'm not gonna lie, I would buy it. That would be the best arcade game ever. Just drop quarters and slap tits all day.
Yeah, we all know about the big, tough, good girl protagonists in games. What about girl gamers? What about what he said about them?
The thing that bothers me about what he had to say about girl gamers is he kept reusing, like, he started in with, they feel empowered. And then he went on to say, you know, well, they get a kick out of it, and I get a kick out of all of it, and it almost feels like...
Like they think of you as this girl in this picture right now? Pretty
much, like, well, I'm glad we could help you with your feminist agenda or something. Almost, like, it's just he's so condescending. And I don't want to believe that he intends to come off as condescending, and he does. It could honestly be that they all legit think that whatever stats they're getting, that male lead characters are what sells. It could honestly be that. And I kind of want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but then at the same time, like we said before, we have Tomb Raider. We have Metroid. We have fucking League of Legends with how many badass female champions, most of whom are at the forefront of their fucking nation or whatever. We have Guild Wars. The fucking lead of Destiny's Edge is a giant woman.
Well, but what do you think? There is something to be said there that has to be separated, whereas a major character from the lore that holds a position of power isn't always the playable character. And I think that honestly was his aim, was to point out that they don't want to play, and this is me playing devil's advocate, but like, that players don't want to play as a gruff female. Well, they want to play as a beefy chainsaw gun wielding male. You know, the alpha male scenario.
What have the developers made besides Gears of War?
For Epic? For Epic, I don't think Epic has made anything else, really. Nothing major, anyway.
Well, could it be the fact that they're just kind of scared to maybe lose some of their success out of something huge that they've never done before?
I mean, it's quite possible, like... Oh, okay, no, Epic also made Infinity Blade, but there's really nothing that... Because Epic is technically, they're as big as they are technically a AAA studio. So well, I think
there was a
I don't think they want to fuck with their place on Xbox right now because, you know, they're
basically the reasons to get an Xbox right now are essentially Halo and Gears of War, and they want to keep that.
Yeah, I mean,
people see it as a system seller.
Well, Halo is Bungie still exclusive?
I don't know, because Destiny's coming out on PS3.
Right.
But I would assume that the Halo series would probably still be exclusive. That would be a big kick in the balls to Microsoft if they lost that.
I don't know.
That'd be huge.
The thing that also kind of bothers me about it is, you know, Epic Games with Gears of War and things like that. Somebody commented in the article that these guys don't have the money to take these huge financial risks of, you know, making a female lead playable character. And,
well, yeah,
that
you're right.
it doesn't sell in these kinds of things, and it's kind of, but these are the companies that are in a position of power and influence to be able to influence the bulk of the gaming community with a strong female lead character, somebody that everybody's going to get behind. And they're trying, and like a lot of the commenters are like, well, the bulk of the player base is still male, and they aren't going to identify with something that isn't male, and it's like, if all they're going to identify, it's kind of like, I feel like these publishers, or these developers, they're in a place of power, and in a position of power to be able to say, this can be cool too, guys, trust us, this will work, you'll like this, we can make this work, and make it good.
The developers are... The publishers probably are not. Because they
but they don't want to do it.
I think it's the publishers that hold them back a lot of times. Because they're too worried about not making that 85 on Metacritic or whatever that fucking magical number is.
Oh god, yeah, the bonus number. Yeah, 85.
But anyways,
well, I mean, also it's a missed opportunity for me.
Well, we were saying like
as far as
the fact that they just have shitty PR people. They don't know how to talk to the public.
I do think that was part of it. I mean, this guy is the art director.
He probably didn't mean half of what he said.
Yeah,
well, I think
that.
The problem actually is that he meant half of what he said. He just didn't know how to phrase it in a way that'll spin well in the media.
Fair enough. I see what you're saying.
And like, I think honestly, like he spoke the company line, but he did it without all the fluff and filler. You know, basically he got caught out for it. And there's, dude, that would be amazing.
Has that happened yet? At all?
All right. First off, don't even get me in. Like, this is a whole other conversation for racial leads because I could go on for fucking days about that. Gears of War came the closest, and that's actually another great example. Gears
Can you make Femme Shepherd black? Because I know you can be a lesbian in that.
That's a good question.
Can you make her skin color black, though?
No, but, like, here's the thing. Like, Gears of War came really close. Because they were like, let's make major characters of color that actually interacted through the whole campaign, and you can actually try it. And, of course, their big pivot point was, let's kill one of them. Which, honestly, that was one of the opportunities they had right fucking there. And if they had any sense at all, they would be like, we're going to take Anya and push her directly to the forefront. She's going to have a shared main storyline with, I can't remember his name now, the lead character for Gears of War.
I don't fucking know.
But anyway, she's going to have a shared main storyline, and you're going to be invested in this character. Instead, they were like, okay, thank you, yes. Phoenix, for those who aren't reading. But instead what they did was they kept her as like the girlfriend, except they gave the girlfriend a gun. And it's like, this is the fucking problem. There's no representation for it because nobody's really bitching about it. They're like, we gave you something, you begged for your fucking treat, we gave it to you, now go buy our rest of our games. And it's mind-boggling to me how they can consistently... And I was annoyed at Gears of War. And like I said, I played all the Gears of War games. I really enjoy Gears of War. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they had to make Cole the most stereotypical black guy
they do that in like every game, though.
Could. Oh yeah, but like, with the exception of fucking thank you Telltale Games for giving a strong, intelligent, black playable lead in the Walking Dead game.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was a really good one.
It wasn't the fact that he was a black guy. It wasn't like, and yes, there was the whole jail perspective on it, but honestly, that gets tossed out early.
Yeah, he was pretty much still a very intelligent person. No ghetto atmosphere to him or anything. Right,
exactly, and that's what I enjoyed. Like, I enjoyed the fact that I could play a character who wasn't. No, I'm not going to announce Walking Dead spoilers. It had nothing to do with the show. This was the game, and I'm not going to tell you any of the plot. Don't worry. But he was a playable character. He was the playable character. That's your perspective. And I'm not white. And it's nice to be able to play a character that isn't white. And at the same time, I don't feel like I'm going to be shucking and driving about gold chains and fried chicken every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that shit is fucking annoying. And I don't think people realize how out of place it feels a lot of times when you recognize that you've been role-playing as a white guy for an exceptional amount of time. Mm-hmm. But, like, it's just one of those things where, like, and I think it is apparent in the fact that they don't want to put a female lead in because essentially it would marginalize their male audience. But there's no hesitation or consideration for the fact that the consistent, perpetual stereotype of the white hero marginalizes, or the white male hero marginalizes everyone else.
They have been doing more and more females, though. I haven't seen barely any black main characters, like absolute main protagonists.
Yeah,
what else is there outside The Walking Dead?
Can
you even think of anything?
Like I'm thinking of like I'm thinking of major titles.
That's what I'm
thinking. So like
thinking
The Walking Dead, I don't even count that because like
that got Game of the Year. That game's basically major.
It got Game of the Year, but it wasn't. Mind you, it got Game of the Year, but it was a PC game. One.
Which Quantic Dream game?
Quantic Dream.
There's Heavy Rain.
There's Heavy Rain.
Fahrenheit.
I think they did Indigo Prophecy too. I believe.
Indigo Prophecy is Fahrenheit, same name.
Okay, and then they're coming out with they're coming out with a new one that actually features a I think they talked about this at the last.
Yeah, it's Beyond Two Souls. Which one? Omicron? Yeah. I haven't played Omicron. I don't know.
I honestly haven't played Omicron either.
I would like to. I pretty much love every game they've made so far.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, like,
yeah, Ellen Page.
But if you look at like major title, like look at the major titles that have come out recently. What's one that everyone was talking about recently? Devil May Cry. And Devil May Cry was a historic character. I get it, blah blah. You know, they don't want to stray too far from what Dante originally was. Conversely, they've never released a title in that vein on that scale with a character of color. You look at the Halo series. You look at, well, I mean, the Halo series, I guess technically you can't count because, you know...
Master Chief might be black, dude.
Yeah, that fucking chance of that. You know, the Gears of War series, we already said. The Mass Effect series was kind of a, you know, build your own ship. So...
Mm-hmm.
And I think really even the black characters in that game just look like they spent 3 years in a tanning booth.
You know what? That's one thing I do have a problem with. Since we're on the topic, if you go through the character creations for most of the games, and it really hit me in The Secret World.
I still gotta play that.
There is so few acceptable models for people of color.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said before, it's the tanning thing. They're like, well, just take the regular character and you tan him and he's black. That's how black people work, right? And like...
Except for black people don't really absorb sun.
Yeah, and you guys know, because Shig always fucking makes fun of me for it. Whenever I create a character on any MMO, it's me. You know, he's dark-skinned, dreads, like, it's me. But like, it's so hard to find something that looks legit. 90% of the time, I look like some kind of weird Down syndrome white guy who didn't know how to get out of the sun. And it's like, why can't they put any kind of darker features into the character? Like, it's always poorly implemented, and it feels like it's always a last minute thing.
Well, they just take the white skin and paint it black.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It's a last minute thing. Like, they make the whole thing and then they're like, oh shit, that's right.
We forgot black guys.
Yeah, there's like an entire population of the world that doesn't look like this, right? Do they have credit cards? But like,
fuck.
But like, it's disgusting to me. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna shout out a podcast of a friend of mine. And it's a very big podcaster down in Philly. My friend Kennedy is on it, and it is called Black Tribbles. And I'm gonna pull up the website so I can make sure I have it right for you. But basically, their whole premise is they're black nerds. And they talk about comic book scenarios, sci-fi, what have you, and they do it through the perspective of people of color. And no, not Richard Kennedy. So that's the link. I expect everybody to go click on that. Because their show is great.
After the show.
Yeah, after the show. Don't do it now. Pay attention to me now. Love me now.
This is our time, damn it.
Attention. But they do a great job of handling this particular topic. So like,
and for everybody listening in the YouTube version of this, all these links will be in the description below.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, it's been a problem in all walks of, you know, the nerd life. It's been a problem in comic books, it's been a problem in science fiction, and it's a problem in video games. And it ties directly into the problem of having female leads. And I think that's one of the things that made everybody so surprised when they were on the Tomb Raider team, when they reacted poorly to the whole rape scene.
Yep. And then what was even worse was how the fucking team responded, but we went over
that's
that
what I'm saying.
week.
I think that poorly informed stance that they had is what led to their poorly informed response, where they were like, oh, no, she's not being raped. And it's
instead of, yes, she was fucking scared for her life.
Exactly.
That's why she killed a man.
The correct answer to that would have been, yeah, she's absolutely about to be raped. It's a situation that many women have to endure and encounter because our society is ass backwards and fucked up. And, you know, we wanted to make sure that this heroine character is shown to go through a struggle that many of her fans can relate to. Mm-hmm. You know, she went through the same struggles, trials, and tribulations that you had to go through.
Well,
and
let's
that's
try and
why
guess this right now. Do you think that scene will be changed on release?
No.
I'm really hoping it's not.
I think it's too late. I think the reason it's too late is because it's already been, like, I think had it just been like a glimpse in a trailer, they would have taken it out. But because of the fact that it showed up in an actual gameplay trailer and it was like the full scene,
yeah,
I think they're kind of, it would, and again, they seem to be making really stupid PR moves, but it would be a really bad move for them to try and take it out now. Mm-hmm. Like, that would backfire on them horrifically. Like, so you're too scared to deal with this issue head on, so you just pretend it never happened.
And you might be right. That might have been a really smart publicity stunt. But then his answer doesn't really make sense unless he wants to get the negative publicity for it.
I would love to say it was a publicity stunt, but this is Squeenix we're talking about. And Squeenix can't get them in a minute. Head out of their ass.
No, I'll jump ahead to the PS4 thing again really quick just to talk about this because I didn't really plan on hitting on it too much. Mm-hmm. But the shit they pulled on that was just classic. Their first announcement, here's a game we're not coming out with. Their second announcement, we'll have a big announcement now at E3.
That was disgusting. I was so angry.
They gave nothing.
Square Enix can do nothing right lately. And I want them to do right so badly because I love their games.
Their new Deus Ex game was pretty good.
Well, they make good games. It's
you mean
like,
publicity.
In general, Square Enix makes good games. But it seems as of late, they are bound and determined to be like, what's a legacy? Really? At the end of the day, who cares? What's a legacy? And like,
I cashing a check at the end of it.
I think the biggest one that shows me like they're just not even trying anymore is that fucking Lightning game. Like,
well, 13.2 was pretty much, everybody said that was a step in the right direction, and it was actually better than 13.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know, maybe they're trying to take it one step further and make a little cash grab in the process? I don't know. But the people who really liked 13.2, it seems like they're taking a big risk because they basically righted a wrong, and I'm kind of worried they're going to wrong it again.
Yeah, and I mean, that seems to be what they're doing. And like, I'm really scared for the re-release of, I've got numbers floating in my brain.
10?
10's coming out on the Vita.
Yeah, we're doing 10 for the Vita.
Well, 10 is just an HD update, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even think they're adding that much. I think they said that. I'd be okay with that. I think 10 was a pretty damn good game.
But, no, what's the one you've been excited about, Shig?
14?
14 was Reborn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got the beta test for that, so I'll be able to tell soon. What'd you say?
I want them to get it right so bad.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, so bad. Because if they fuck this up, like, that's it. I can't back them anymore. I can't be like, yeah, Squeenix is going to do it.
They fired their entire dev team, and they completely remade the game from scratch. Like, systems, world, everything is new. So, they've got a really good chance to fix a lot of the mistakes that were made. And the way they did the story with the world ending when 14 ended up closing its servers, and basically an excuse to, like, continue in the broken world, just seems like a really cool way to do it. And I'm crossing my fingers for it, but I used up all my hope on the first release of it. I'm not going to give it any more.
Yeah, that was rough.
Anyway, let's roll into the next topic of PC versus console FPS.
Oh, this is another. Let me pull up that particular story as well, because that was a gem. And
something tells me I missed something this week.
This one,
I'll summarize it really quick while he looks it up.
No, I got it in front of me.
Okay.
I'll go right into it. But this one was Bungie. And they were talking about their new game Destiny that's coming out. They just announced it at the PS4 thing. They've had little glimpses of it here and there. It's basically, from what it looks like it's an MMO FPS kind of deal. But they refuse to use the term MMO FPS. They have another term for it that's a little more PR friendly, and I can't remember the exact phrase. Basically, they were asked by I forget who was doing the interview, with someone at Destructoid, and Jason Jones, one of the co-founders of Halo and Bungie, was asked about Destiny coming to the PC, which would seem like a logical thing when you're dealing with an MMO situation, people dropping in, dropping out. His response was, "We did a bunch of ambitious things on Halo deliberately to try to reach out to people. We limited players to 2 weapons, we gave them recharging health, we automatically saved and restored the game, da-da-da-da."
Ambitious. That's not ambitious. That's using a smaller controller.
Yeah. Here's the next part. "These were things that were almost heretical to the first-person shooter at the time." And then he says, "We made the game run without a mouse and keyboard. And here's the kicker. And now nobody plays shooters the way they used to play them before Halo, 'cause nobody wants to." Yeah.
I need a soundboard for this, really bad.
Yeah.
Somebody get me a soundboard, please.
It's just... No, but he flat out stated that they're not bringing it to PC, and he doesn't want it to be ported to PC because he said PC gamers don't like shooters. The FPS players don't play on PC. And it's just, I mean, the exact quote, and I quoted that exactly, like, "And now nobody plays shooters the way they used to play them before Halo because nobody wants to." And this was a direct
I think what he's saying
response.
is that direct quote was meant to be pointed at the fact that he was talking about the differences, not the control style.
This wasn't coming from the IGN report on this. This was coming from the Destructoid interview. Like, in the Destructoid interview, it's brought out about going to PC. And, like, that's where this came from. And
that's the only difference with fucking PC is the control style. Any of that other stuff
I don't even
can
know
be...
if that really matters anymore, to be totally honest. No, and he's right. Like, all that is true. Like, they're generating health and whatnot. They definitely changed. That game definitely changed the way FPS games are played. But the response was basically a canned PR response because they need the exclusivity right now. They're not going to PC. Like, these consoles are fighting against PC harder than they ever had to before.
Well, because they spent 8 years on one generation and the PC got so fucking strong.
Right. I think that's one of the things that
people finally started switching to the PC.
Wasn't ready for, and they weren't prepared to see. Like, the entire console industry had just always anticipated that PCs were always going to be over expensive, and it was going to be really difficult for the average PC owner to run most PC games.
I've got a flat-out honest question for you two here.
Yeah.
What do you think is drawing people back to the PC more? Do you think it has to do with the extreme hardware graphical increase that we've seen over the past 8 years, or is it the indie game boom?
It's the indie game boom. Absolutely.
I'd definitely go with indie games.
Yep, that's what I was shooting for. Because that's what a lot of people think of when they think about PC is graphics. And they don't even think about the indie game thing. Yeah.
everybody thinks Crysis when they think PC shooters, but like, well, consoles are moving more to be like PCs. To answer this that's going on in the chat, consoles are moving more to be like PCs. I think out of necessity. It's the only way that they're able to compete. They can't release a lower powered console anymore. That's just, it's not gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Especially now with Steam breathing down their necks.
Especially since they're gonna make their own fucking console.
Well, it's not really gonna be a console. It's really
okay, it's gonna be cloud gaming. I mean, it's still. It's
basically what it seems like Valve is trying to do is gonna basically be like a really glorified version of Apple TV. Mm. Or not even. They're basically going to do, I'm trying to think, they did a really small, like, thing with Alienware back where when a certain Alienware computer would meet their specs, they would slap a Steam logo on the side. Right. And it looks like what they're doing, Windows 8 phones are a great example of this whole thing. The way Windows came out of the box with their whole thing was, we have it's very strict specs as to what you can release to run our software. And Android was basically like, yeah, if you can figure out how to get the software on there, have fun. And then on the other hand, you had Apple who's like, no, it's only this device, this one device. If you run any other device, we're going to send a bunch of people over to break your fucking hands. So you had Microsoft come out and they said, look, this is our software. We have very strict minimum guidelines that you have to meet. The screen has to be a certain resolution and a certain dimension. The speakers have to be a certain way. It has to have a certain amount of memory. And if you don't meet these exact specifications, you will not be able to create a Windows 8 phone. And Valve is kind of doing the same thing where they're like, if you create a machine that meets these specs, you can essentially join this Steam
Steam Club.
Mm-hmm. They are going to create a device based on those specs and release it themselves. But it's not going to be the only quote-unquote Steam box on the market. And they don't want it to be. So...
It's my keyword. Sorry.
So,
I type hard.
She does everything hard.
Wait, shut up.
Just wait till we get the webcams on this podcast in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, Mosen, you might want to know.
You'll see her pounding that mechanical keyboard real good.
I don't know if you saw the preview trailer I posted for this. But I might have said, maybe, if we get enough viewers, you'll flash the camera. But,
What?
Alright.
What? Our connection's getting kind of fuzzy, I didn't catch that. Anyway. No, so like...
Rosen, the real winner here is you.
Basically, here's the whole thing. The problem is, you have a company that's trying to attack the mentality, and they're a leadership company.
Whoa.
Attacking from the mentality where PCs are not viable for first-person shooters in the modern FPS age.
Which is complete bullshit.
And
have we gotten a good PC shooter lately?
Well,
it's not just a console port?
We just got Ghost Recon Online, which is fucking awesome.
Has that actually released yet, or is it still in beta?
No, I believe that's out. It's a free-to-play.
Okay, I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, it's great, and Crysis just dropped. Or Crysis 2, rather.
Crysis 3?
That's what I said. Why are you not paying attention? Fuck off.
We'll get it eventually, guys.
I'm tired and I'm out of coffee. But yeah, I mean, so there's definitely some very fresh examples of good shooters that are coming to the PC. And all developers are completely aware that the PC market is not actually closed and that gamers do use first-person shooters. That's... Nobody's saying other than that. Nobody's saying that developers don't develop for console because it's a better platform, da-da-da. It's clearly because that's where the money is. However, there are certain development companies that bank on the exclusivity of shooters being on the consoles. And when you have a leader company like Bungie that's making offhanded claims, even if it was said which it wasn't, even if it was said in the context of another discussion, it was stated nonetheless. And the problem with that is, I'm aware of what the PC market actually has. You guys are aware. Anybody watching is totally aware because we are more hardcore gamers. The casual gamer are the ones that go on like an IGN to get their gaming news, or they get their gaming news through like, I don't know, GameSpot or something. I don't really know where they get their gaming news. But like, they're the ones that have, and they're the ones that are just going to check out this interview by Bungie executive. They see the word Bungie, they see the word Epic Games, you know, they get a fucking hard on. And like, that's where that mentality is trying to be pushed. They're trying to create the PR buzz of shooters belong on consoles now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just, it's not, I don't even know if it's really worth the heavy conversation that we're really putting into it now that I think about it, because with the emergence of esports as they are, it's only a matter of time before first-person shooters start making their way back to the forefront of the esports game. Because right now, they've fallen behind a little bit. You know, I think fucking IGN IPL ran Shoot Mania.
Which nobody really cared about.
It's Shoot Mania, dude. That game is, I don't know. It's a good game. It's not a bad game. It's just not a great game.
I just don't see it.
Yeah, it's just, the idea is that these companies have console exclusivity a lot of times, and the only way they'll get on certain consoles, like the PS4, is by having console exclusivity. So when you have companies that do that, and they're not porting to PC for whatever reason, or they know that the majority of their sales are not going to be on PC, they try, and it's a very big thing that happens in marketing a lot. They try to project the image of what they want versus what is. And the image of a company who makes most of their money on consoles is, if you play a first-person shooter, you play a console. That's the end of it. PCs are silly. And there has been a slow ramping up, especially with the new console war starting up. It's justifying monetary decisions. Like, they know that they're gonna, because even if they don't have exclusivity, a lot of these games, they have early release exclusivity. So a game, before it's ported to PC, could be on a console for up to a year. And we all know that the majority of money on a game is made in its first year of release.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can push the idea that this particular genre of game is best played on this particular area where we make most of our money, they're going to do that. And from a financial standpoint, I can't really fault that. From a logical standpoint, they're out of their fucking head.
I'm gonna roll this right into this new pre-order bonus shit that BioShock's doing. BioShock's doing.
Oh,
just in case you guys haven't heard.
Doing the pre-order now. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So it basically works like they give you a basic pre-order bonus, and now they just started up something recently that they announced that they give reward tiers that they will be handed out if enough people sign up. So the more people that pre-order, the better the bonus they get. And it says that the first tier is a copy of the original BioShock, which who the fuck doesn't have that? It's cost $1 on Steam sales for the past fucking 2 years. Yeah. Then if it gets to the second tier, is a collection of BioShock and Infinite inspired items for Team Fortress 2, including the Pounding Father. That sounds like a bad fucking dream.
That sounds kind of Catholic-y. Go on.
The Doughboy and the Steel Songbird. And the third and final reward tier includes all of the above plus a copy of the strategy hit XCOM Enemy Unknown, which is a fantastic game. That's a really cool third tier to get, but they just kind of leave it at it's a mystery number. Good luck, find out. Keep pre-ordering, people.
Well, I mean, the reason they're doing these pre-orders are twofold. One, because it works. And two, because people are basically, it's an automatic way to turn anyone into their own advertising department. If you pre-order the game and you know that there's a tier to be unlocked where you get more shit if more people pre-order the game, you're going to try and get every single one of your friends to pre-order the game. And it's not just them that's doing it. Tomb Raider is doing the same thing. They have the pre-purchase rewards. And they've unlocked all 3 tiers of the reward already because they've had so many pre-purchases. And it's the same thing. Like, round 1 is you get Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, which is like, what, 35 cents now? You get Tomb Raider Adventure that's basically a day 1 DLC, just for pre-orders. And I know how much you love day 1 DLC, Shig.
Fucking love it.
And
I love it.
And you get a bonus multiplayer map. And that one fucking boggles my mind the most, because it's a fucking pre-order multiplayer map. Which means you're only going to be playing with other people who got the pre-order on that.
They fucking did that in Call of Duty too.
Yeah, like I never understood the idea of pre-order maps. But anyway,
you split the fucking online community from day one. Is essentially all it is.
I don't understand, after what just happened, and we're not going to go into it again because I went through the whole thing last week, but what just happened with fucking Aliens, why the fuck would people still trust these companies to pre-order?
Because they dangle fucking goodies in front of them.
Exactly. And part of it could be also, it's the devil that you know. So they haven't been screwed anywhere else. They kind of know what they're getting into. And like most people, fuck you, I can make any choice that I want. You don't control me, you don't own me, you can't tell me what to do. I'm gonna pre-order this shit, and if I get screwed, fuck you.
Well, this is exactly why we can't have black people on video games. They just get stereotypical.
No, well, like, here's the thing, like, what's funny about that is what it builds is the zealot, game defender. The person who will justify any possible flaw in the game as you not properly understanding the experience of said game.
Or Z.
It's one thing to
exactly
to, like,
they have to justify a poor purchase. You're right.
Yeah, and it's
that's
one
why
thing
there's
too,
console
like,
wars.
The thing that I love getting is people who defend that stuff, and occasionally there'd be one guy defending it who just legit likes the game, and that's fine.
Little Timmy in Illinois, I think we mentioned last week.
Exactly, little Timmy in Illinois.
Timmy in Illinois, this one's for you. She's gonna love Tomb Raider.
But then he is lumped in with every other person who's legit screaming and swearing and cursing up a storm, trying to justify this purchase, and you don't understand, man! You don't play this game! And it's like, but you don't, listen for a second, this is why this was a bad idea. No, it wasn't! But no! Okay.
Yeah, I mean...
Welcome to 10 minutes of Mosin arguing with herself.
This is the Mosin Timeout Corner. Well, no, I just want to adjust, because, like, it was stated by our friend in the comments viewing that Aliens is objectively bad. And I'm glad you said that, because I have a prime example right here of someone... We can also agree that War Z is objectively bad. Okay? Everybody can agree that War Z was a fucking fiasco.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed the other day, and I'm not trying to, like, name drop for him or whatever, but Total Biscuit... Or the other day, a few minutes ago, Total Biscuit posted this tweet from somebody that responded to his War Z first impressions. Mm-hmm. And the response is amazing. And I'm going to quote this verbatim. All right? Don't you think you were a tad bit harsh on this one? The game is nowhere near as bad as you have made it out to be. And also, jagged rocks on a mountain? What are they? I don't know what this is about. What are they supposed to be, like a baby's ass or something? I did have a lot of respect for you, Mr. Cynical Brit, but this video game makes you look like a completely biased moron. You never gave DayZ such harsh rep when you know it was full of hackers, game-breaking bugs, and terrible server lag. Maybe it's because you had one of their guys with the video with you. It just devolves into stupid spelling. How much did you get paid for that? But seriously, remove this video. It's just awful, and the game doesn't deserve the shaming that you gave it. Now, Call of Duty, there's a game you can smash into oblivion. Now, mind you, it starts to escalate randomly. Yahtzee from The Escapist is much better video maker and game critic. And here, where it just goes off the rails. Go fuck yourself, you gobby cunt, I'll smash your fucking face in. You're
he
going
sounded
home
so
in
calm
a
up into that
ambulance.
point. He sounded like he was
Yeah.
calmly discussing it, and then...
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, it's what happens because people are trying to justify their investments, be it
If
monetarily or time.
If that game was remotely decent, at all, acceptable even, it would not have gotten ripped off the Steam store. That's all the justification you need. It was removed because it was the game lied to you, basically, in every single sense.
Exactly. And, I mean, and, you know, I don't understand, like, that's what's been happening lately. PC gamers, and this isn't trying to do, you know, what's the term? What's the term for PC gamers? The supreme race or something like that?
Something. We are pretty supreme.
I should know this. I have like a poster of it somewhere in my fucking... It doesn't matter. But, the whole thing is...
Master Race.
Master Race, thank you. Jesus, I knew it was something Nazi-ish. PC gamers do tend to be a little more savvy and a little more tightly consumer-driven than console gamers. Console gamers, it's kind of a weird mentality, but console gamers tend to purchase a product, and they'll purchase the product and take it good or bad.
Mm-hmm.
To them, it's like, even though the investment it's changing because the investment has gotten quite large. The idea is treated similarly to going to see a movie. You pay your money, and sometimes the movie's good, and sometimes the movie's bad. PC gamers do not react like that.
Yeah, something sucks. They fucking go vocal and go all... But that could be the point that they're more computer savvy, too.
Well, I think
know
a lot
how
of
to
it
complain.
is kind of like a hereditary thing. Like, PC gamers, it used to be the stereotype was right, that the PC gamer was kind of a snob, because guess what? We built our own fucking machines. We spent time and money and fucking blood, sweat, and tears getting our machines working to a level where we can fucking get these games running. You know? Mm-hmm. We overclocked our machines so that we could play fucking Crysis at high res. And we will fucking fight you if your game is any less than what you said it was. And I think what happened is that mentality has been grandfathered in through the PC gamer community. So now there are a group of people who, even though they purchased their item off the shelf as is, still expect a certain level of quality and a certain level of transparency in their PC gaming experience. And what's happening is you're starting to see PC games backlash. And I think recently that's starting to trickle back over onto the consoles, where if you misrepresent the way a game is going to be released, you are going to get raked over the coals for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think over the past couple of years, consoles have kind of become exclusive machines.
Oh, hold on. Hey, on the Center One has joined us.
What's that?
He popped up on my Steam, is playing Call of Duty. So... I was like, why are you playing Call of Duty? You should be listening to us instead.
I forgot about that.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that consoles have basically become just kind of like exclusive machines where everybody else plays the multiplats on the PC now. Just because computers that can play top-of-the-line PS3 games are cheap as fuck right now.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's so many elements to the PC console thing, and I think part of it has to do with the MMO boom. Yeah. Because it used to be that there was World of Warcraft MMOs that nobody had heard about. You know, like Lord of the Rings is one of the biggest franchises ever, and like if you didn't own a PC and game on a PC, you'd never heard of fucking Lord of the Rings online.
Exactly.
But everybody had heard of World of Warcraft. It was this fringe nerd thing. You know, people didn't want to fuck with it. But then all of a sudden, big franchises started dropping with names that everybody knew. DC Universe Online, Star Wars The Old Republic, and these were made by fucking BioWare and like Sony, and these big companies started really legitimately throwing their hat in the ring. And like you said also, the whole MOBA thing. MOBAs turned around and came back in and started making gaming. Well,
they stopped being a mod. Before League of Legends, they were a mod and that's it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then the affordability issue came up with PCs and they started getting really cheap. And, like, you could buy any computer off the shelf right now, and you can run fucking Hone, League of Legends, and Dota 2 without a problem. You know, and that really changed the way people perceived PC games. And with a legitimate group of gamers, average casual gamers in the PC market, it's forcing the hands of consoles to turn around and do things they would never have done before. For example, bring out a studio like, I don't know, Blizzard. So they can essentially just name drop all over your presentation. Because let's face it, they didn't say anything else exciting there. I'm so fucking bitter about that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Let's just roll right into the PS4 because that's going to be a topic.
We're pretty much coming up to that anyway.
Yeah.
You have spent 4 months longer than I have, friend. I spent 1 hour in WoW, and I've been trying to get that hour back from Blizzard ever since.
Can I please get a refund for my hour?
I had a friend of mine bought me a month so I could legit try out WoW without all the restrictions that the fucking week-long trial get implemented.
Right.
And I'm still sitting here going, how did anybody even get to the level cap with it being this slow?
It wasn't even that
it's not even really slow, it's just boring.
That game, yeah, it's like, I don't understand.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if that's what essentially, it doesn't grab me at all. Nothing really felt like, okay, I go from point A to point B.
I'm really hoping...
Hold on, a really good question was just brought up in our chat as to how much better would PC gaming do revenue-wise if more money was spent on marketing for PC games and gaming compared to consoles. And the honest truth is, PC gaming would absolutely dominate. The problem is, there's no exclusive PC for gaming. So no one company is going to throw their money behind it. Sony certainly isn't. They're not going to be like, yeah, you should buy a VAIO so you can play PC games. They're going to be like, no, you buy a VAIO so you could do a spreadsheet, and then you buy a fucking PlayStation to do PC games. You know, Microsoft ain't going to fucking jump in the ring with that. Like, and they have their fucking, what is it, games for Windows. Oh my god,
which is a piece of shit.
I hate when games live.
It's the worst thing ever. But like you know,
even,
that's their
even if you buy it through Steam, you still get hit with that shit. You launch it through Steam, and you still have to launch games for Windows Live. It's like, no, I bought this in Steam. Where's my Steam overlay? No, you get games from Windows Live, but I want Steam. Nope, sorry.
Yeah, and I mean, so it's really there's so many elements as to why PC can never really market the way. The only way it would happen is if a major company, I'm looking at you, Google, decides they're going to make a series of computers dedicated for gaming and throws their full weight behind getting people into the PC market. Because other than that, you're just going to have a bunch of piecemeal noise canceling each other out. And the market's still going to be too confusing for the casual gamer who just wants to sit on their couch and play a game. And that's the real threat that Steambox is bringing, because Big Picture Mode, I'm not going to lie, I was floored at how well Big Picture Mode worked.
Yeah.
Like,
I've used that a couple times.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to try Big Picture Mode just for shits and giggles when they first released it. And I was like, oh my god, this is intuitive as fuck, and it's fast, and it's smooth, and it works. And they've indicated which games will work well with my controller, and like, what the fuck? Like, so once I saw that was when the light bulb went off, and I'm like, Steam is moving into people's living rooms. Like, that was the move right there. Steam is moving into people's living rooms. This Big Picture Mode has better functionality than either the home screens for the Xbox or the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And,
it can be constantly updated.
Absolutely. And, like, it has a built-in market. You know, like, everyone I know who plays PC games has a Steam account. Like, there was a friend of mine that I actually had asked a while ago, because I never thought about asking him, was like, do you have a Steam account? And he looked at me like I was a moron.
The fuck you talking about?
And he's like, I'm a PC gamer. Of course I have a Steam account.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I did not mean to offend you in that way. But,
well, that's like having an Xbox without Xbox Live Silver. Like, you have it. You know what it is.
Yeah. I fucking hate Xbox Live.
I said Silver. Not going into the one that you have to pay for.
You mean the one that works?
The one that does anything? What, you want to fucking watch Netflix? Better pay us $6 a month.
Yeah, it's like, no, you gotta pay us for your internet connection. It's like, but I have an internet connection. Why do I have to
I want to
pay
watch
for my internet?
Netflix.
Like, I don't want to pay again for my fucking internet connection.
It's like, all I want to do is watch My Little Pony on Netflix, and I can't because you want $6 a month.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing that's interesting, too, about Steam is there's other viable contenders in the PC sales market. Everybody talks about GOG. Direct to Drive is out ever since they got bought out. There's
got all the companies trying to do their own thing, like Origin.
Yeah, Origin is out there doing their thing, and they've gotten better. Origin's gotten much better. The biggest problem with the Origin client is that it's fucking still huge, but like for indie games, almost all of my quick plays are obscure indie games, and I'd say 90% of them come off of Desura.
I just recently started using Desura.
And Desura,
I didn't really know about it much before.
Yeah, it works really well. Like, I tip my hat to Desura because it's a small team putting that together, and they did a really great job with that. Like, it does its job. It's got a small package, and it's not uncomfortable about its small package. Which kudos for confidence.
Yeah, basically it's a Japanese guy.
Yeah, and it works great. And like I said, like I have pulled down a shit ton of really great games on Desura. Like, and I mean, the reason Desura does so well with indie games is because Desura is networked directly with IndieDB. So if you're building an indie game, it's on IndieDB, and as soon as you're ready to sell, it moves over to Desura. And the next step from Desura is Steam Greenlight now.
Mm-hmm.
Which Steam Greenlight seems like it's having trouble still.
Well,
it takes so much to get shit approved.
Like, I have so much respect for Gabe Newell because, like, he came out and he said that he loves what Greenlight does, but he hates the way it does it.
They need to, like...
Yeah, he says he wants Steam Greenlight to work the way it should function, where the community are the ones pushing these games through exclusively, almost completely remove Valve from the approval process, and get the games through faster. He's like, because what's happening is, it's an unintended consequence of Greenlight is that the Valve approval process has become a bottleneck for Greenlight. So even if something is really popular on Greenlight, and I said Greenlight like 25 times.
Everyone knows what we're talking about.
It's really popular on Greenlight. It gets bottlenecked in Steam, and it takes too long to get it into the Steam store. So he said he wants to basically tear the Greenlight apart and rebuild it in a way where it removes Valve from the approval process and gets things into the Steam store faster. And all Valve is going to have to do is make sure that the game is up to snuff. And he says that's the only thing he wants Steam to be involved in.
He seems to have his shit together big time. Like, we were talking earlier about everybody having horrible fucking PR. He knows how to come out and talk.
Yeah, well, I mean, he knows how to come out and talk because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge fucking Valve fanboy. They have never made a decision that has let me down other than not releasing Half-Life 3 yet. And
or
like...
any 3 yet.
Yeah, or any 3. But like, honestly, like, name the last bad Valve game.
There's not really a bad Valve game.
Yeah. The only game that Valve released that I could say I'm slightly disappointed with was Left 4 Dead 2. And that was amazing. It just kind of felt like a DLC for Left 4 Dead.
Well,
but like,
I think it was amazing if Left 4 Dead didn't exist.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It felt like a DLC for Left 4 Dead. It didn't
You're right.
feel...
I feel like it should have been all patched in.
Right, exactly. So like, but when you think about like what they've done, like the Portal series is amazing. The Half-Life series, every single one of them was fucking amazing. Team Fortress is one of the best arena games to ever exist.
And I'm extremely awful at it, and it's been around forever, so I can't even fucking get into it.
Me too.
The only time I ever played Team Fortress 2 was when my friends were like, dude, we need a medic, can you play? I'm bad. Well, we need a medic.
All you gotta do is
Okay.
point at me and shoot.
Exactly!
Yeah, I
They'd
mean,
be like,
and,
we have no medics on this team. You need to get in here.
and I mean, I'll be honest, I don't play it as much as League of Legends, but Dota 2 is a great fucking game. Like, any complaints I have about Dota 2 have nothing to do with the quality of the game. It's a great game. And I can't think of any way that they would improve it. But, yeah, like, it's just, Steam, a lot of people give Steam flack, but at the end of the day, nothing has functioned as well as Steam and offered up what Steam does. And, like, those Steam sales, oh my god, those Steam sales, like, everybody has a library the size of fucking Congress right now of video games.
Fuck.
Because who can say no to Steam sales?
I bought so many fucking indie packs that cost like $5 for 7 games.
Oh yeah.
I just have so many games that I've never even
Looking
played.
at my library right now, the only game I bought on Steam that was full price was Elder Scrolls. And it was only Skyrim. Every Elder Scrolls copy I own was, here's a Steam sale, get everything for $10.
Library.
Everything that I have on Steam right now was either gifted to me or it was like, here, have all these games for $10 from this developer.
Like, okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like, and half the time the games are so cheap that I can't be upset if the game isn't what I wanted it to be. Like, it's like, oh man, this game is not as good as I intended. Oh, I paid $2 for it.
Oh well.
There's Dungeon Defenders, what was it, like 2 weeks after they came out, had a 99-cent weekend. But get the game for fucking 99 cents. The game was huge when it released, and it's still pretty big right now. Yep. And they did really well.
I don't think I played that game 2 weeks after release.
I think I bought it... Oh, I don't remember when I bought it.
I bought it on launch and played it a little... No, somebody bought it for me on launch.
Because I remember playing a shit ton of that back when Darkin was still in Shadow's grasp.
And he was like a cool person.
That was forever ago. But like a bunch of people picked it up during that 99-cent weekend, and they were like, "Holy shit, this is legit good." And I didn't think I could be this good for 99.
All right, I'm gonna cut this topic off because we do have to discuss the PlayStation Xbox deal that's going on with PlayStation's announcement and then Xbox potential announcement. So let's get into that. So
let's just jump straight into the big meat of it right now and say the amazing amount of specs they announced for the PS4.
Yes.
The RAM?
Yes. Oh my god. Oh my god, that RAM. Well, here's what's weird about the RAM. Like, that RAM is...
And Moses, since you missed this, there will be pictures going with pretty much everything we're talking about.
Yeah, it's first off, that picture, supercharged doesn't fucking mean anything. So pretend you never saw that picture. The x86 64 GPU.
So they're basically saying, yeah, we're still using 32-bit.
No, it's got to be 64. It has to be 64 because of the memory.
That makes sense. I didn't even think about that. What the fuck? I didn't even think about that.
Well, it's you, Shig.
For the non-computer savvy people out there, x86 CPUs only support up to 3 gigs of RAM.
Right, exactly. And they're using the DDR5.
There's also an enhanced PC GPU, which is depicted by a paintbrush.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. But no, but the thing that I'm really curious about is the RAM, because what they announced, that type of RAM isn't normally... It's called GDDR5 RAM.
Yeah,
and
I have that on my computer.
That's what they're using for the general memory. But here's the thing. You have that in your computer, but you don't have that for the general memory. You only have that for your graphics card memory.
Yeah.
Because that's the way it's released right now. I don't really know how they built it into... I mean, I'm sure they know what the fuck they're doing. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I hope they didn't fuck it up and put the wrong kind of RAM in. I'm sure they know what they're doing. I'm just curious as to how they built the machine so that GDDR5 RAM is used for the general memory.
Well, we'll find out more down the road. I mean,
Yeah,
that's literally the biggest chunk of information we got about the PS4 architecture is the RAM.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it.
And I'm not going to lie, even though it is GDDR5 RAM, I'm a little disappointed that there's only 8 gigs of it.
Well, fuck, man. I mean, I've got 6 gigs in mine right now, and that's better than anything you'll ever need right now.
No, you don't. You have 6 gigs in your video card.
And I have 2 on my video card. No, and I have 2 on my video card and 6 on my board.
All right.
8 gigabytes system memory is pretty good.
All right. Honestly, like, I'm running with 16. I know people that are running with 64.
That's only necessary with like video and extreme huge amounts of editing.
Well, here's my thing though. It's not. It's used with any kind of extreme simultaneous processing.
Yeah.
Which is what they're saying you're going to be able to do. So they could have definitely gone further, because while 8 gigs is great right now,
they don't want to have another $600 machine, though.
PS3, the last iteration of PlayStation, was out for what, 7 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In 7 years, 8 gigs will not be impressive again.
That's true, but they can't launch with what's going to be impressive in 7 or even 2 years from now. It just doesn't work. It would be a $2,000 machine, and people don't want to spend that much money on a home console.
But that's the whole thing. Like, if they decided not to go with 8 gigs of the GDDR5 and go instead with like 4, and then throw.
But you also have to
6,
realize
8 or 10 into the general processing.
You also have to realize you don't have any of the usual Windows shit bogging it down, so that entire chunk of memory is being used exclusively for the game too.
Right. Well, I mean, the architecture on this is built on Linux. The PS4 is a Linux box. Which I find very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since they took Linux capability away from the PS3 once people learned how to hack it.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, there's nothing you can build that people can't get into. But, you know, it's one of those things where I just feel that they could have gone bigger, I guess.
I'd rather than put more shit into other parts of the game, of the system, I mean.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I feel like if they were going to really create this mind-blowing machine, they needed to create something that was at least on par with high-end gaming.
Well, they've already pushed the Wii U out of the mix.
Right.
They can't even really compete anymore.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not saying they should have put 64 gigs of memory into the PlayStation 4. I don't want that to be misconstrued. But I think, honestly, like, they could have aimed towards 16.
Well, the other thing that they announced for the hardware was the controller. And
I actually don't hate it. That is not the controller.
Sure it is. They would love to sell more Vitas by making you use it as a controller.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I don't own any current gen handhelds, but I'm gonna buy a PS Vita.
That's the current controller.
I like it.
Yeah, it's classic while still being more modern too.
It fixed the problems the previous controller had, and it has some really new functionalities. Like,
such as
the magic blue PlayStation Move light on the back.
The share button.
The fucking share button.
So, Mosen, this is apparently pointed at you because every single time they showed somebody using it, it was a female. When you're having a hard time playing a video game, you can press the share button to go live, and some strange man across the world can take over your controller for you and beat the level. Yep.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wait, what?
You can share it across a live stream, and essentially somebody can ask to take control of your game, and you can give them permission.
The way it works is basically you're going to be able to live stream your games through Ustream. Apparently they have a deal with Ustream. You have, from what they're saying, you are going to have to pay like a subscription fee. It's going to be a third party in between PlayStation and Ustream. I don't exactly remember which company it was.
Something.
Okay, so I'm already turned off about it.
You can share screenshots and you can share video clips and you can stream directly. You can also have friends come in and watch your game like just through the network without you streaming it. And a friend can assist you in a certain part, and they can actually take over your controller. This guy pissed me off, so I wanted the second word couple to be like, dude, shut the fuck up, I'm trying to play. But yeah, like, so you can have them take over your controller and help you get through difficult parts and shit like that. So basically they're aiming for a lot of social interactivity. They did state, and they did announce after the press conference, which I was really happy to hear, it is not an always online machine. You do not have to enable any of the social functions. You are not required to have an internet connection to play your games.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, that's
a lot of people are really worried about that.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. So they explicitly stated after the press conference, you do not need to have it online all the time. You do not need to connect to the social network. They do have that weird camera thing, though, that they kind of glossed over, which
looks exactly like a PS4 Kinect. Let's be honest.
Kind of scares me, though. Like, did you catch, like, the gist of what they were saying?
There's an image up for you to look at, Mosen, since you didn't see it.
So, basically...
They can see you, and it reads your mind and tells you which games you're going to buy.
Well, you just combined two different things.
But, yeah, I know.
One of the things with that is your PlayStation controller now has, you know how the move that looks like the little glowing dildo? The little glowy part of the vibrator. There is a matching part of that now on the back of the new PlayStation controller.
So you can really use that rumble function to its highest possible ability now.
But no, check it out. Like what it does is really kind of creepy. Like it basically scans your entire room and uses the controller to orient your position to the controller. So it will know who's picking up the controller and adjust the settings to that person.
So like if you have a friend that plays with inverted controls, essentially?
Yeah, so say there's like two people living in the same house sharing a PlayStation. When you and your wife are sitting on the couch, say, and you pass her the controller,
we'll put the game on easy mode.
Will know that she is now the one playing, and it will adjust accordingly. That, to me, is a terrifying prospect. I do not want my fucking console watching me all the time. It's really weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it. So
no more sex in the living room.
Well, I didn't say all that now. I'm gonna be uncomfortable a little bit during sex in the living room, but sex in the living room is still on the fucking table. Oh wait, that's sex in the kitchen. But like,
I was about to ask if you had a table in your living room. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Sex, it's off the coffee table. But no, like in all seriousness, like it's just it's kind of weird. But I get what they're going for. Like they want it to be as intuitive as possible. I don't really understand how the fuck the Move controller is going to integrate to the DualShock.
Dancing band members, bro.
But it's just like it's going to be awkward to use like a Move. Like I don't really understand like where. I mean, I guess they just put it in there so developers can play with it and come up with something. But like off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. Maybe I'm just not imaginative enough. But like. Yeah, so they have that, and then they're grandfathering in the Move, which I think is interesting. Like, it's not like a new PlayStation Move, it's the same PlayStation Move, it's just, you can use your old PS3 Move with the PS4.
Which is, they better fucking do.
Yeah, I mean,
especially after the Wii just did it, that was big.
Yeah, I don't care what the Wii does, but like, yeah, it's interesting. Like, the console has a lot of promise to it, and I really hope that they do the right thing with it. Nobody can say for sure because we didn't actually get to see the fucking thing.
It's going to be a black box with the PS4 stamped on it.
Well, did you hear the comment from I can't remember his name, the keynote speaker there, about the box after he was asked about it after the press conference?
No.
He said, "Don't worry, it's not a sphere or like a pyramid or anything. It's a box and it's black."
Well, thank you very much.
No, I was like, "Oh, so it looks like a fucking PlayStation." Could you elaborate, maybe?
I don't know why they wouldn't show it. That would seem like it would be such a simple concept.
They want the release to be at E3. They want to build up the hype for it, and they still basically they didn't know if Xbox is going to go ahead and have the balls to make their own press conference, so they want to make sure they still have something to show at E3. But yeah,
the big things they went through were after that. Basically, the hardware sucked. Nobody really gave a shit. The big thing that they really went over was
the hardware. Hardware was just boring.
Yeah, the software. They had actually some pretty good shit,
dude.
They had that fucking Knack game, which looked amazing.
Mech game?
Knack.
Oh, Knack. I was like, a mech game? I missed that. What the fuck game are we talking about? I'm so fucking in. No, yeah, Knack looks really cool. I just like the idea that Knack looks like the first game that's actually taking the care to create its game story and environment in this at the same level of like a Pixar or DreamWorks film.
Ratchet and Clank have been doing pretty close to that for a long time now.
They have, but it's always like it's a weird thing. Like cutscenes and story dialogue in video games always feel like it's a video game, and it's like, yeah, it's great for a video game, but I wouldn't go to the theater and watch it. Knack really looks like they tried to up the ante and be like, what would a DreamWorks movie actually be like if it were playable? Mm-hmm. So I'm really impressed with what they did with Knack from what I've seen. I do want to look more into it. The play mechanic seems pretty clever.
Yeah, I'd be interested.
Yeah, I'd probably find myself playing Knack. But the one that had me standing at attention, the game that seduced me last year and seduced me again with a new gameplay.
I know where you're going with this.
Oh my god, Watch Dogs.
Yup.
Oh my god, I need that game.
I really, really hope that game's as good as it looks.
Oh my god, I need to play Watch Dogs. That shit looks so good.
So good.
Oh. Like
that game, and despite the fact that they only showed a trailer for it and no gameplay or anything, the new Infamous looks really good too.
I mean, I can't get excited for the new Infamous because it was a CG trailer. Like,
I mean, it'll play like Infamous too.
See, and that's the thing. Like, that would disappoint me. As good as Infamous 2 was, like, it could have been better.
Well, yeah.
And I want to see that they know it could have been better and they don't just give me another Infamous.
I just want to see my fucking X-Men game come up finally, that you can make your own goddamn mutant.
Oh, would you let it go?
It's been so long, and that game would sell so well.
That to every conversation, too.
I've never talked about that before.
Yes, you have. Not on the podcast, but I don't know if you noticed, I talked to you outside of this.
I might have mentioned that a long time ago when they announced X-Men Destiny, and that game ended up blowing.
Okay, Shig. Sure, I've never heard you mention it before. You totally did. Hey, what are you doing today? I'm just sitting here eating a pastrami sandwich. You know what I'd love to have? That X-Men game where you could create your own mutant.
And let's play Final Fantasy XIV while we wait.
Oh, but yeah, like... Anyway, like... We could talk about the Deadpool game. We're not going to. We'll save that for another day. I want to get through...
They actually have more information on it?
They have a release date. Or range, anyway. It's going to be, I think was announced for Q2?
I'll play it.
Well, of course I'll play it. It's fucking Deadpool. The Merc with a mouth, man. I'm all over that shit.
Then they'll have the Cable game coming out shortly after.
And then it's just going to be a game called X-Men, the 90s. It's a big MMO where you just play a character who sits down and reads through his comic collection of the 90s.
I'd play it.
I'd do that now. I'll just hold a controller the next time I do it. Anyhow.
Like, I miss you. Where have you been?
Oh, man, X-Force #1. Oh, Sham Guthrie, you're so witty. But, like, yeah, like, the other game that I think really did do a good job impressing me was,
the one that Square Enix announced?
yeah, fucking, Square Enix! Damn you, Square Enix!
What was the other one? I know there was another, that car game looked pretty good.
Killzone.
Yeah, the car one looked fun too.
Yeah, the announcer for, it was called Drive Club.
Yeah.
The announcer for Drive Club kinda creeped me out. He was, like, really into cars.
I almost really want to show that video, the abridged version, just so people can see it on the podcast.
Yeah, he was, like, way too into cars. No, fuck that, I'm not plugging somebody else's channel. He was, like, way too into cars. He was like, I love cars. I love the leather. The exhaust pipes. And sometimes I sing to my car at night, and I touch them.
And let's not even mention the gear shaft.
Touch them in naughty places, and I wear a dress. It's like, dude, just show us the fucking game. I'm getting really scared here. Like, but the game does look good. And the idea of a fucking, it's basically a fucking MMO car racing game.
Oh, you didn't say it. Ah.
Oh, god damn it! I was such a good term, too, and I blew it. Oh.
The proper term is MMO car PG.
MMO car PG, yes. Oh, fuck! Should have written that down.
I told you to save it.
But yeah, so it's basically an MMO car RPG. And, it's fucking great. Like, basically the whole thing is, it's called Drive Club because of the fact that you literally have, like, a guild of racers. And you can go, like, even when you're offline, the premise is, and this is all premise, you know, you hear a billion games that say they're gonna do shit like this and they don't do, but, like, the premise is basically, like, if you just hit up your phone and be like, yo, a race challenge at this time, and then your car club can gather up, and the opposing car club that you challenged can gather up, and you can have a race, and you can have leader points for the different clubs. So it's basically
it seems like it has a ton of potential.
It's like a guild-oriented racing game, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks fucking gorgeous. There's no two ways about that. Like, the game looks gorgeous.
Anyway,
but
after all of that, this smug bastard comes out of the back.
Oh my god! When he announced, first off,
looked wait. He was acting like he was about to fucking take over the world. He even said that. He said, me and PS4 are about to take over the world with this next announcement.
Yeah, I know.
And
god.
he's wearing his fucking leather jacket, looking all cool, and then this pops up on the screen.
One of the things that one of the things that was really interesting, yeah, there it is. There it is.
No.
The next big...
And the entire world that he was claiming to take over just kind of went...
You should have seen I'm subscribed to about 5 people on Twitter, okay?
It's part of Blizzard's systematic attempt to continuously disappoint us using the Diablo franchise. Like, they're like, what? Like, they're gonna start showing up in hospitals, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, my baby, can I see it? It's like, is it a boy or a girl? Well, it's a Diablo 3. And people are just gonna be like, I'm so disappointed.
What?
It's gonna go, my work here is done, and fly away. Like, it's just, seriously, like, Diablo 3 is just all about, like, fucking, it doesn't matter. But what killed me was when they announced that Blizzard was gonna come out.
In what they talked about, he was talking about how, I guess you guys didn't know, but Blizzard used to make really good console games before we went into the PC market. So with that right there, everybody was expecting, oh my god, they're going to have some new franchise, it's going to be console exclusive, it's going to be awesome.
But like, no, what I want to say before we even get into that is, I was on Twitter, like you, during this whole thing, and as soon as he said, you know, we have this company who's been, a legend in the gaming industry, blah, blah. Blizzard. I typed Blizzard, ? And hit enter, and the next, 15 tweets that came in at the same time were all, Blizzard? What the hell is Blizzard doing here? Why is Blizzard...
Everybody got so hyped.
Yeah, and
for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and then he's like, are you ready? Are you ready to have your socks blown off? Are you ready to be knocked out of your chairs as Blizzard releases Diablo 3? And everybody went, oh.
Except for the crowd. The crowd fucking cheered for some weird reason.
I don't even know if the crowd cheered. I think that was just fucking soundboards. But yeah, it was just one of those things where it was because and at the end of the day, and Mosen had actually brought this up to me earlier, and I'd seen a couple other people mention it, and there was definitely validity to it. Diablo 3 looks like it was being made for a console before any of this was released.
Yeah, it definitely did. It has the perfect number of buttons.
Yeah, I was actually trying to find stuff about the PS4 announcement because I hadn't actually watched it. But, I had found an article that briefly talked about a possibility that maybe Diablo 3 really was being, had originally been designed specifically for the console, but then you have the PS4. So it's just there's so many things that they simplified for Diablo 3.
Yeah.
That actually make a lot of good arguments for, well, this would have been better on a console.
Yeah. But I don't know. I was not excited at all. I was just really disappointed. It's fucking Blizzard. People have been waiting for a new Blizzard property forever. Come on. This was your fucking chance to shine. He was mentioning
all those old games too. Rock and Roll Racing. Yeah. More?
Yeah. Yeah, he went through the list of early Blizzard games, and it was just fucking give us a new property. Yeah, it's a new Blizzard property. And he's like, Diablo 3, and I'm like, I fucking hate you forever. But yeah, so there was that announcement.
Then that pretty much covers it for all the games announced, I think.
Yeah, well, there was a couple others. There was that weird demo for Deep Down, which is just the project name. And I don't know if anybody else noticed, but there was an archer elf, a knight, a dragon, Deep Down project name with 2 Ds. That's gonna be a Dungeons and Dragons game, most likely.
Oh, good call. Then they also had Square Enix shit. They had
shit. Which was the same trailer they had shown before, and it was just I don't know, it was dumb. I was unimpressed. But they had the tech demos for the Move, which was really weird, not a place, and
they had David Cage come out and show us the picture of the very handsome old man.
Yeah, that was interesting.
That looked fucking when I saw that, I just said, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, well, it just that struck me as kind of disingenuous because he came out and he's like, "This is being rendered inside the PS4," and it's all right. That's cool and all, but that's not a game. There's not going to be a game that looks like that.
Yeah, I know. It's a tech demo.
Yeah, it's being rendered inside the PS4. I'll tell you what, you show me a fucking village of people who look just like that and can emote like that as I ride around the village on fucking horseback, then I'll be like, this shit is amazing.
No, that won't happen. That'll be used for Quantic Dream games where you're fucking talking to somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll look fantastic, don't get me wrong.
Well, but that's the thing though. They can't even do it for a Quantic Dream game where you're talking to somebody because it'll only be able to render to that level in standalone. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
As soon as you add any other elements to that, any other dynamic elements,
you get a 30-second loading screen for each conversation.
Yeah, for each it's just a static background, like a JRPG, and it's so how do you feel today, old man? And then there's a 30-second loading screen. His brow furrows, and then it goes back to the static JRPG style. And it says, disappointed. Yeah, no.
I'd buy it.
Yeah, I probably would too. Yeah, I mean, that was the bulk of the PS4 thing, but the adjoining news to it that I think is really interesting is it was recently discovered that
2 days after the PS3,
2 days after the
PS4.
PS4 conference, that Xbox Event.com was purchased by Microsoft. So there's been a bit of insider rumors. Nothing is concrete, but it looks like they're going to be announcing in most likely April. So it looks like they're going to get the jump and hit the sweet spot right in between now and E3. So we might be seeing an Xbox announcement and get to go through this whole rigmarole again. And
they're going to be like, and we will actually show you our box.
Yeah, and Blizzard's going to come out, and they're going to be like, we're ready to change the world with Microsoft. Yeah, we're going to take over the world as we release World of Warcraft.
Yep.
It's like,
I wasn't even going to say Diablo 3.
Shit.
And then the box will get a red ring of death on stage.
That would be fantastic.
They just held the conference, and it's the fucking 360. It's like, we've changed the red light. No more red. Yeah.
We decided to not release a new console. Instead, we will release the Kinect 2.
Like,
it will actually notice what you're doing.
There has been speculation, though, in all seriousness, that the next generation Xbox will not be able to operate without a Kinect.
Yeah.
So.
And let me guess, you'll have to buy the Kinect separately.
No,
it's going to be packaged, but because I mean, packaging all that shit with the PlayStation is one of the reasons that they're having the price point set so high. Like they're looking at right now, like with the 2 DualShock 4s and the little monitor thing and everything, plus the
comes
extra
with 2 controllers.
Well, there's going to be a secondary. There's always a primary and secondary package when they release them.
I've never seen them have a second controller in it, and that would actually be awesome.
Yeah, the secondary package always does. Anyway, the higher price point that people are guessing at is $529. So expect Xbox to be pretty much in the same range.
If that came with a game, I doubt it would come with. If it came with a bigger hard drive and a second controller, I wouldn't be completely against that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against it either. It's not a terrible price point. It's really not when you think about it.
Well, their fucking 40 gigabyte PS3 that they had on launch was like $600.
Yeah.
And that game didn't even come with another controller. It just had 20 extra gigs of hard drive space for an extra $100.
Yeah, that I couldn't justify. And I think when the Xbox first dropped with its full package, it was yeah, I think it was $599, $499 up there.
Yeah, but the difference with that is their initial one didn't even have a fucking hard drive on it. Their lower one.
Right.
So if you didn't buy that, then you were kind of fucked.
Right. They had, well, cause yeah, they had like it was the 3 tiers and only the 3rd tier had the external hard drive.
Yeah,
like the option for an external hard drive was on the 2nd. It came with a hard drive in the 3rd, and the lowest base one didn't have an option for the hard drive, which was fucking dumb. But
I hate how they're doing it with the Xbox Now, where they're saying, buy it for $100 and pay $15 a month for Xbox Live.
Oh, that was the other thing, before we completely move off the topic, because we're running out of time here. With the PlayStation 4, the big announcement that really stuck with me, there were 2 things that they covered. One was during the presentation, and the second was after the presentation. The first one during the presentation was that you were going to be able to demo games by streaming it from the live service.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Demo, they didn't just say demo games, they said demo any game we have in our library.
Right. Well,
without downloading.
There's also going to be cloud storage, so you could play the games off of their live service. I don't know why you'd want to do that. You're going to end up with terrible frame rate issues, but yeah, you can basically demo any of their games, which is awesome. That's fucking cool as hell. You can also purchase from their back catalog digitally, so none of the discs won't be backwards compatible.
Yeah,
but
it kind of sucked when they said that.
Yeah, but what's cool is they did say that the prices are going to be between 1 to the top price point of like $60 for a standard game versus like, the $200 you've been hearing for like certain elusive, hard to get games. So, you know,
that would
that's
be
been a
complete
good
bullshit.
Yeah, what I did like that they stated after the fact was, and apparently it was asked to one of the Sony CEOs and spoken through his translator, and there was all kinds of fuss that was made when the question was asked. But the question was, can the games be sold back? Can you buy pre-used games? And because everybody knows that was a big thing with the PlayStation 4 because they had patented all the shit and like, after this whole rigmarole of trying to avoid the topic, the answer basically came out that yes, you can play a game that was used in another PlayStation 4.
So I just kind of like that, so you can share games with friends.
Exactly. That's what bothered me the most. It was like, dude, like, how many times have I borrowed fucking discs from friends? Like, the idea that I wouldn't be able to do that because you don't want to fucking have games be resold is bullshit. So the fact that that's been maintained, good. Like, that was one of the main sticking points for me as well.
Yeah.
So, all right, we've got like, 5 minutes left, so let's wrap up with that.
Okay.
And go into our usual, what do we got going on for this week?
All right, you go first, since I'm sure you have a decent chunk already prepared.
Well, yeah, I mean, for this week, I have more Path of Exile going. I'm going to make an earnest attempt to get in a ton of Smite time on my Twitch channel. It's gonna be fail Smite. It's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna be really bad. And that's why it's gonna be wonderful to watch. So make sure
we'll
you
just make
check
sure
that.
Connor's playing so that he can take Neath from you again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want Neath anyway. Fuck me. So yeah, basically be sure to watch out for me streaming terrible Smite play. I have more Path of Exile, like I said. I have some quick plays going up. One of Dawnstar is done. That's ready to upload. I also have the one for Wreck Shutter, which I have a legitimate playthrough of, and then I have a ragey playthrough that I think we talked about this at the top.
Yeah, we did.
Like, where I was retarded about it. So those are both going up this week. I have a video review that's gonna be going up on... I don't know what today is. Saturday.
You have somebody hitting on you in the chat.
It's... Oh, this motherfucker. It's going up Monday. I can't say for sure. We also still have the contest going for naming this podcast. So be sure to check that out. That's on my channel. What else do I have going on this week?
I'd like to say this really quick, but since you're talking about what you're doing this week, I would like to put in some of that Trine 2 time with you guys as well.
Oh, right on. Absolutely.
Because I want to be putting that on my channel.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've got it installed and ready to play.
Yeah,
Just
me
waiting
too.
on you guys.
Yeah. Also, we will also have a lot of Blade Symphony going on.
Clearly.
Which is a fantastic game.
I was watching and Shig was watching their weekly show and tell. They have some really awesome stuff they're implementing this week. Me and Shig actually got to play some 2 versus 2 today, and it was fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making a lot of really awesome changes to that game. It just keeps progressing. It's a really small team, and they're doing it in their off hours, and they're kicking ass.
Make sure you guys check out our video previews of that. Signal is actually still doing a giveaway for beta keys.
Yeah, this is actually a good place to explain how that's going to work. Right now, basically, I have the video up, and if you go into the video and in the comments section state why you want to play Blade Symphony, you are going to be entered to have your name drawn to receive a Blade Symphony key. I'm going to be announcing the winners in the next, probably next 2 weeks, over the next 2 weeks. I'm going to release 3 videos. Each one is going to showcase one of the different classes for Blade Symphony and announce one winner. So that's how that's going to be done. The other thing, I'm trying to think, I had a couple other games Krulio is Japanese hack and slash port. I'm going to be playing some of that. And, I'm going to play some Your Name Here. And I'm probably going to do a series of Let's Plays for The Cat Lady. because I know a lot of people have been asking about that. So those are the things you have to look forward to on my channel, and that's what I have going on this week. Oh, one more thing. I'm actually going to be making a new logo for my channel. So I'm going to have some kind of big retarded reveal for that. I'll probably end up doing a giveaway for it. I don't know why. I just feel it's going to be a fun thing to do, and I have this great logo in my head, so I'm going to do that. And that's pretty much ties me up for what's going on this week. But
I highly doubt you'll get all of that up this week. I'd be very excited to see you try, though.
Most of that video is all done.
Oh, wow. All right. But yeah, I'm basically going to be trying to do some I was going to probably try and do a playthrough of this Super House of Dead Ninjas.
We said trying 6 times.
Trying.
Good. Super House of Dead Ninjas.
Yeah, I might do something on Terra since I was trying to get into it a little bit, and actually pretty fun. It's got a pretty fucking cool combat system. Other than that, I don't know really what I'm getting out this week. I kind of just do hunting for games all the time and do them on a whim. Like, I just did a stupid video on a game called McDroid yesterday that nobody's ever fucking heard of.
And I suggest that somebody goes and you check out that video and tell all your friends about that video and print out the video and rub it all over your skin because it's a great video.
I'm going to go ahead and let Mosin finish up with her closing comments while I type these in the channel.
Basically, we had the Flame and the Frost, the Gathering Storm coming out on Tuesday, the big content update for Guild Wars 2. We're going to have guild missions, which they actually have revealed how that's going to work a little bit, and what you're going to need to actually get into it, but it's going to take me too long to go over it, and we don't have that time, so.
Alright, question for you, Mosin.
Yo.
When are you going to start streaming content?
I don't know.
We need a better answer than that.
Yeah.
We can't finish this until we get an answer.
I don't know when I'm going to start streaming content, to be completely honest.
We're sending people to subscribe to you on Facebook. If she gets 10 subs, we'll make her post a video.
Yep.
Even if it's complete shit.
The biggest thing is I'm a shy, awkward, shut-in nerd.
Well, then do a video with us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, here's the thing, and anybody watching will back me up on this. You are more of a hardcore player than either of us. Like, you're a super hardcore player, and
you heard it here first. Mosin Wraith is very hardcore.
She is. She's like New York City hardcore. She's like no joke. But people would love to see your perspective while playing games. You don't even have to talk to them. Just like
throw up a webcam, put on a low-cut shirt, and play League of Legends. Instant subs, instant YouTube success.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're right. But no, like seriously, like
I really wish that weren't the case.
If you decided to create a new character in Guild Wars and started from scratch, streaming your playthroughs of that character and building it up and explaining the specs as you go, I guarantee you people would eat that shit up.
And, like, just sit there and explain. You wouldn't even need to do that. Like, if you went over each class that you've played all the way up and explain them to you the way you explain them to me, giving them weapon suggestions and why it's good and all that, yep, they would eat it up. Anyway, it feels like we're going from a podcast to a general conversation, so let's wrap this up.
I concur. Alright, so that's it for me. Guys, it's been real.
Real.
For real.
Alright
then. So, I'm Signal Warden. For Mosin Wraith and Shigaru, thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys!
YOLO!
We're going to beat the shit out of him after this podcast is, like, closed completely.
Oh, offline.
I wanted to end it on that note. I hate that fucking word. Alright, everybody quick. Talk about Mosen's penis.
Mosen's dick is huge. Mosen's dick got its own zip code. They release concepts albums about Mosen's dick. They made a color form out of Mosen's dick. Shit stuck to everything.
It's extremely inappropriate, but I really want to use this for our intro next time. Alright, I'm going to check the levels on XSplit now.
XSplit.
Talk.
Hello.
Moo!
Moo.
Moo!
Mosen's dick weigh like 300 pounds, tons of fried chicken.
Hold on.
So it's black.
Mosen's dick stole my wallet.
The volume's down on XSplit, that's why. Try again.
Mosen's dick has excellent credit.
Oh, Jesus.